Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. And so today we are going to be making 3 cards for our video, and they include the cards that were offered in the January kit. And this kit was offered for 2 weeks from January 5th to the 19th. And if you purchased the kit, you got all the product to make 6 cards along with instructions, and I promised you a video also. And so this is the actual hands-on video making the cards. And it will probably be a little longer than normal because I am going to be making 3 cards. So let's get started. Okay, so what was included in the kit was the Dainty Delight stamp set. Okay, it also included packets, the packets of the cards, pre-cut. It included written instructions. It included a package of the opaque adhesive back gems. And what else was included? I guess that was it. It was the instructions, the card packs with envelopes, the Dainty Delight. Some of you purchased the dies. If you did not purchase the dies, it's no worries because I pre-cut everything for you. I cannot stamp and send that through the mail, but I can pre-cut the dies, which is strange. And then I did talk a little bit in the instructions about doing some heat embossing. That's not required, but I'm going to be doing it today on the one card. So let's get started. The stamp that I'm going to use today, I'm going to use 2 of them out of here actually. I'm going to use Let's Celebrate, this one, right? Get a block. Where's my blocks? Well, I can put it on this one. Okay, so Let's Celebrate. And then also this flower. It's this one. Okay, so that's the flower that we're going to use on this card. So those are the 2 stamps that you will need to mount. Okay, so it is this one here. So you will need to pre-mount your stamps. And then also the Let's Celebrate is the one we're going to use on this card. And I am going to heat emboss my verse sentiment, but you don't have to. You can just use black or any color ink that you like. Okay, so in your packet, you received all your product. Okay, that was actually not included. You got some paper to cut that, but that wasn't included in the kit. Okay, so these were included. You got 4 of these actually, because you're going to make 2 cards. And you got this and your oval. Actually, you probably got 2 ovals. I made 2 for each card just in case you needed made a mistake. This was the Stitch Greenery die, so this was pre-die cut for you or embossed. And this was your this was scored for you, and this is your card base. Okay, Fresh Freesia card base. So you need to take your bone folder and make a nice crisp fold on that. Okay, and then go ahead and apply your white card base, piece of white cardstock to the card base. Like that. All right, and then you will take this piece. So this is a smaller white piece, and this is the piece that's going to layer underneath. So you will adhere these together. And you can use liquid glue if you have, that's your preference, that's fine. Okay. And then we are going to, according to the photo I sent you, this is going to be staggered. So you will want to actually adhere it kind of like that. But if you want it straight, go ahead and put it straight. Okay. All right. Now, if you have your stamps mounted, you're going to want to use your scratch paper, and you're going to want to stamp your stamp, this one here, in Memento Black. Okay. And fussy cut it out. Okay, so you're going to ink this up and stamp it. That. If you don't have the dies, then you will want to fussy cut it. All right. And when you fussy cut it out, you will get this. The good thing about a video is you can pause me and catch up or just slow me down, however it works for you. Okay, so I'm going to use two different blends. I'm going to use Fresh Freesia and I'm going to use Old Olive. If you don't have these blends, you can use any other coloring medium. You might have markers, you might have the pastels, whatever you have. If you only have ink pads, that's fine. You can use your ink pads with a aqua paint, with your water painter or your blender pen. Okay, so those will work also. There's lots of different ways to color things. I'm just going to use my blends because it's fast and easy. So I'm just going to color these in real quick. Just the little tops of these flowers. And blends dry really quick. If you're using a different medium, you might want to, you know, let it dry for a little bit if it's wet. So Memento ink is designed to work with the blend markers because this is actually a alcohol based, but you can make it work, trust me. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this, my Old Olive, and I'm just going to add a little bit of green to the leaves. Thank you for ordering the kit. If you ordered one, I appreciate it. They were mailed out. I had to wait until all the orders came in and I placed the order. So they were mailed out priority mail. I'm just going to add a little bit of greenery to a little bit of green to the stems. No big deal. Okay, so you will have two of these. So, you know, it's going to take you a little longer than me just making one. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere these to my card, and I'm going to use my liquid glue to do this. I'm actually going to use my silicone craft sheet to adhere these. If you want to just use regular glue, you can. You have to be a little, you know, careful because if you're using your Stampin' Seal or another tape runner, then it works good on this one. In fact, I'll go ahead and do this one this way. But on these tiny ones, I would suggest some kind of a liquid glue, actually. Okay, so this, you want this kind of over here a little bit like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my liquid glue on this one. Less is more. If you're like me, you found out the hard way that you put too much glue, splashes out, squeezes out, makes a big mess. So try to use less, especially on these foil ones, because you don't want that squeezing out onto your foil. Okay, so I'm going to use my take your pick tool, right? Yeah. Use my take your pick tool and pick this up. I'm going to adhere this one first over here, kind of like that. Hold it for a second and do the gold one next. So they all will kind of meet here at the bottom. Okay, and that's where we're going to put our sentiment. Okay, so once that sticks, then you can go on, let that dry a little more. Okay, on this, that's where you're going to stamp your sentiment. I am going to heat emboss mine, so it looks just like the instructions that you were sent. First thing I'm going to do is put down a little embossing buddy. Get my Versamark. Going to ink up the sentiment, Celebrate You. Okay, and stamp that in the center. And then I'm going to bring this over my tray and put a little embossing powder on it. So your tray includes, if you're interested, your tray includes your tweezers, includes a brush, and includes the embossing buddy, which is awesome. Okay, sprinkle this on. flick it to get all the extra off. Now the embossing buddy will help getting those speckles, keeping those speckles away. Not so important on white cardstock, but super important on dark cardstock that you use the embossing buddy. Otherwise, the electric, I don't know, the powder wants to just flick around, and yeah, it's not good. Okay, now I'm going to use my heat tool. Okay, so do you have a heat tool? If you do, you might have an old one. This is the one that's currently in the catalog. It has 2 settings, 1 and 2. 1 is mostly for vellum. 2 is for cardstock. Let it heat up for a second. Oops. No, hang on a second. That didn't hold. There we go. Okay. And then you want to hold it close to the cardstock till you see it melt, and then move it. You don't need to do this. And if you hold it up here, it's never going to melt. Okay? So hold it close, and it's simple. Okay? Easy peasy. So pretty. Make sure you look at it to see that it's all melted. If not, go a little more, and then let it cool for just a second. Now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. I did not include any dimensionals in your kit. So if you don't have any dimensionals, where are the dimensionals? If you don't have any dimensionals, then just glue it straight flat on. Okay, I know I have dimensionals here, but let me get another pack. This is the way I roll. Usually I can't find my stuff when I need it. And then as soon as the video's over, there it is. Okay, so just take those backings off. I like the sentiment popped up on this card. I'm going to actually make the sentiment straight. Now I'm just going to add my gems. And you're free to, obviously you have a ton of these, so you're free to add as many as you like. I usually do them in increments of 1, 3, 5. I just go that way. So I'm going to add 3 different sizes. I'm going to add one down here, the tiny one. The second one I'm going to add over here. And the biggest one, I love that 3 sizes, is up there. And that is this card. This could really be an anything card. It could be a birthday card, obviously. Let's celebrate. It could be a graduation card. It could be an anniversary card. That's why I chose that sentiment. And since it's light cardstock, you really don't need anything on the inside as far as cardstock, extra cardstock. But if you want to, you can. On one card, I did add some for the inside because it's dark cardstock. This one, I don't think you really need it. Okay, so you're going to make 2 of these, and that's how they're going to look. All right, so you have your envelope for that one. Okay, card number 2 is a thank you for your kindness card. Okay, so this card, when it's complete, is going to look like this. So it is kind of a fun fold. So what I did for you was I did cut this on an angle, and I scored it for you to make it super easy. Okay, all right. So the stamps that you'll need for this card are thank you for your kindness. Hang on, there it is. Thank you for your kindness. And then you will also need this stamp. And I don't know what that is. It's kind of like a, I don't even know. I love flowers, love, love, love flowers, but I do not know the names of flowers. Isn't that horrible? I mean, I'm like a flower girl, absolutely love flowers, but why don't I know the names of them? I guess I never really studied them. Okay, I'm gonna put this away, get out the other. So when you mount your stamps, if you're new to this, there's instructions on the inside of the case how to put your stickers on. Okay, it's very important that you peel off the white piece. So when you pull this off there's gonna be a white piece. You want to peel that off so the sticker sticks to the foam rather than the white piece. Okay, and then line them up as perfectly as you can. I have people who don't put their stickers on. That's totally up to you, but I don't know why, because, oops, thank you for your kindness. I like to see what I'm stamping. So if you put the sticker on, you'll be able to see it. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the Fresh Freesia blend again. That's the only blend I'm going to use. So you still need a color medium. If you don't have the Fresh Freesia blend, then use something different again. Okay. So when you pull all your product out of your envelope, this one's going to be already folded in half for you. So I scored it. This is 4 1/4 by 11. I folded it because when I put it in the envelopes, it was too long. So I just went ahead and folded them for you. Even though instructions say to fold your card base, you don't have to. Okay. And I did trim down the die. So you got the whole die, but I did trim mine down. So that's just, you know, because where it's going to mount is a little bit shorter. Okay. So let's go ahead and take the card base that's already folded for you. And then this piece. Oops. I take that back. What did I do here? Where's the white piece? Okay, I'm losing my mind. This one doesn't have a white piece in it. Well, duh. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to have to cut a little piece of white cardstock. Yours will have what you need. What you need is the white piece that's going to layer on top of here. Hang on a second. I'm not going to redo this whole video. I'm going to do it this way. So 5 1/4 by 4 is your layering piece. I'm not sure where this came from. Why I have that in there even. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and layer this on. So the white piece that doesn't say inside, you'll have one that says inside with a Post-it note on it. That's for the inside of your card. This one is a little bit bigger. Okay, and boy, mine is not scored perfectly. I hope yours is. Okay. Now you have another layering piece, and it's these two pieces. Okay. So before you layer them together, let's stamp on here, because if you make a mistake, you can always flip it over and you have a second chance. Okay. So with your black memento pad and your stamp, you're going to stamp this twice. Okay. You don't want it too high because you're going to have your thank you up here, right? So you're going to do it a little bit lower, kind of like down here. And then the second one is going to be even just a little bit lower, like that. Okay. And then you are going to stamp thank you for your kindness at the top. That's why you want to leave enough space at the top. And it's tight. It's not perfectly straight, but it's fine. Maybe yours will be straighter than mine. Okay. So there is the stamping that you need to do. Okay. So let that dry for just a second and take your blend or whatever you're going to use to color in and just color in your little flowers on here. These kind of look like, what is it in Washington, D.C., the pink apple blossom festival? Something like that happens. And if you colored these in pink, that would certainly look like those flowers that bloom. I haven't ever seen them personally, but I know that I've heard they're beautiful. Remember, you're making 2. I don't like to just rush myself. Okay, if I'm making 2, I'm going to make 1, and then I'm going to make the next one. There's no need to rush. So, okay, now I'm going to take this with my silicone mat again. And again, you can leave it whole. Your piece is whole. And you can cut it off at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to put my glue on these little on these little leaves. This is a darling die. If you didn't get the dies, I know some of you did. If you didn't get the dies, you're going to want them. They're darling. Okay, so the very bottom of this is not going to show. It's actually going to be tucked inside. So you don't really need to worry about that. But you can see that even mine hangs over just a smidge. And I will I'll just leave it, but you could cut it off if you wanted to. Okay, so after you like how it looks, then you can actually mount this on your cardstock. And then this is Starry Sky. Don't you love that blue? It's so beautiful. Okay, and so now this is actually going to get laid on the card. Oh man, I didn't mean to glue this down. Hang on a second. I wanted to do something first. Let's see if this is going to release. Oh yeah. Okay. Don't glue the base down yet. Because you want to add your... That's what this is for. Duh. Okay, I didn't cut this in advance. I don't know why. Long story short, yours is pre-cut. Yours is cut on an angle. Mine, I did not cut it on an angle. Okay, so this is what you got. 2 pieces like this in your envelope. And they are pre-scored for you, like that. This piece, yeah. Okay, so they are pre-scored. And the way that this is designed is, gosh, Trevis, the way that this is designed is to do like a little overflap. Okay, so you are going to take this one. Oh, did I do that wrong? Golly, I'm like I don't know what I'm doing, like I've never stamped before. There we go. Okay, so you're going to wrap this around the white piece. So don't glue this down like I did, right? Read the instructions. It's correct. Okay, so you're going to want to add that first. Okay. And then add this side next. And what it's going to do is, if you line it up properly, it's going to make the cutest little angle fold. Okay, so then after you do that, then you can put adhesive on here. A little bit of adhesive here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Pull this over. Look how cute that is. This is my fun fold card. I'm making it look harder than it is. Trust me, it's not hard. Okay. And then now we get to slide this in like that. Put it about 1/2 inch from the top and give it a press. Okay, it's not designed to come in and out. It's designed to just lay in there, and then the card opens this way. And that's where this comes in. Okay, so I would do a little something on here. I might add another one of these cute little flowers right down here. Because that's going to be the inside of your card where you're going to write your, thank you. Okay, and then if you want, you can go ahead. I'm not going to color that in. I don't think it needs it. And then I'm going to put that on the inside of my card. So this is actually 5 by 3 3/4. So there's going to be a bigger border on this piece. I'm glad I figured out why I had that piece in there, because I hadn't cut it yet. Okay, and then we're going to add some embellishments. So I'm going to add some, on this one, I'm going to add some of these Fresh Freesia ones. And I'm going to, and I still didn't add the ribbon. Ah, I tell you, I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, we're going to lift this up one more time. Oh my gosh. Now it's really glued down. What is wrong with me? Okay, I should redo the video, but I'm not going to, because don't do what I did. You need to add the bow. The bow makes the whole card. Okay, bring this around. This is a Starry Sky cute ribbon that I included in your packet. Totally makes the card. Tie a cute bow. A weak bow, but a terrible bow tire. Okay, and then I'm going to use these Fresh Freesia, and again, I'm going to use 3 of them, so I'm going to go with a small one. Oops. Where did he go? There he is. Small one, a medium, and a large. If you want to add more, go for it. Okay. All right. So, long story short, it's a cute card. I'm going to make this tighter. And it's bugging me that it's too loose. You can actually add a mini glue dot, and that is really a good way to do it. Add a mini glue dot. It will hold it in place. Or, this is another cool trick that I just saw. Use this to hold it for you. And then tie your bow. This gives you like the 3rd hand that you need. Yes. How cute is that? Turn that down a smidge. Okay, there we go. We got it done. Yay. I'm going to put extra glue under there now that I've lifted it up 15 times. There's the inside. Okay, card number 2. This is going to be like an hour video. Okay, card 3. And then you have your envelope, right? You can decorate your envelope too. Stamp something on your envelope. That's always cute. Okay, card 3. So again, you're going to have 2 of these. This one is not a hard card, so let's see if Trevis can pull this off. Okay, what I did on my card was, and I did write this in the instructions, I ran this through an embossing folder, okay? And the embossing folder that I used was bricks and mortar, okay? So, but you can use any embossing folder, all right? So I used bricks and mortar, and you want to go this way because the card's going to open up this way. So you don't want your bricks going the wrong way, right? So when you line it up, you're just going to put it in like this. If you don't have bricks and mortar and you don't even want to do any kind of texture on the front, don't do it. But if you have an embossing folder and you want to do it, oh, it turns out so cute. So you're going to put this in your cut and emboss. Now, if you have a cut and emboss, you know that you need 2 plates. You need number 1, right? And you need number 4. That's all you need. And you always make a sandwich. Always, always, always make a sandwich. That means this is your bread, that's your bread, and your cardstock and everything is the middle of the sandwich. Otherwise, you are going to have a warped embossing folder. Trust me, I have had that before. Okay? Now look how cute that comes out. Can you see the texture? Those bricks are absolutely darling. They actually give you like 2 textures. Some stick out more than others. Okay? Now, you can be finished with it. It looks great. Or if you want to add another little element of dimension to it, you can add some white craft ink. And the way that I do it is I take my white craft pad and I just hold this very tight. Hold it very tight with your hand because this is a foam pad and it's going to pull and it's going to go like that. very tight with your hand and scrape it. See how it wants to move? So it's going to pull up a little white ink on some of the bricks. And, oh, it looks so cool, right? It kind of looks like, you can do it both directions. It kind of looks like, you know, painted brick. You want to go the other way, you can go that way. Okay? So if you don't want to even mess with that, don't do it. But if you're so inclined and you feel like you want to add something really special to your card, this is a cool way to do it. Now, that has to dry because that's craft ink. So that is more like a paint. So I'm going to put that aside. That's why I did that first. Okay, now you have all these other pieces. So in your packet, oh my gosh, Trevis, you lose everything. Now where's my green piece? I swear I could lose my head if it wasn't attached. My dad used to say that all the time. Well, I have to cut a piece. Okay, so the smaller piece, there's two bigger ones. One's green and one's pink. Okay? These need to be attached. So go ahead and attach these. I don't know where my other one went. It's going to be a very small border. I'm going to have to look for cut one out of my paper. See which color it is. I think it's this one. Yes. This will be easy. So you should have gotten one, actually two, because you got 2 envelopes of product. So this is going to be, the size on this was, I'm glad I wrote this down, 3.5 by 1 3/4. No, I take that back. 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. Let's see. Yeah. 3 3/8. That should be perfect. Okay. So if you want to reproduce these cards, super simple. Before you assemble them, you can measure and cut and have everything. You can have everything you need to recreate these cards over and over. And you could use different designer series paper. You could use different colors. Super cute. Okay, so I have those put together. Now on this one, I'm going to stamp 2 things. I'm going to stamp The Best Is Yet to Come. So with your stamp set, if you don't want to use that stamp, use something else, something you like. That's what's cool about making the kit. I'm going to use The Best Is Yet to Come. But if you want to use a different saying, or if you have a different saying from another set you want to use, go for it. Okay, so I'm going to take this off and use The Best Is Yet to Come. And then I'm also going to change up the flower. So for the flower, I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to kind of stamp it sideways. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment first, so I know where to put my flower. Okay, so I'm going to put The Best Is Yet to Come down here in the corner. Man, I cannot stamp straight. Okay. That's why we give you 2 sides. Actually, it's a good idea to stamp on your grid paper first and then stamp on here. Much better, Trevis. Okay, and then the flower, I'm going to stamp that across, kind of like this. Okay, so that I knew where to put that, right? Because I had my sentiment already stamped. Yay! All right, done stamping. Now, I'm going to use a different color blend. I'm going to use polished pink, and I'm just going to use the light polished pink. And I'm just going to stamp, I'm just going to color in the flowers. But again, you can use any color, because a lot of colors go with Old Olive, right? And we don't have a Blushing Bride blend, actually. Weird enough to say, we don't. And then I'm going to use my Old Olive again. Just add a little bit of color to these leaves. I think I missed a flower. I don't know why we don't have a Blushing Bride blend, but we don't. So I went with polished pink. Again, you can use, if you're so inclined, if you feel like you have to use Blushing Bride, you can use your ink pad. Okay. All right, so on the back, you see where it starts to come through. That's what you want because those blends are alcohol blends, alcohol markers. So this is a smaller piece. I'm talking to the choir here. Okay, so you'll have this white piece, and this has been pre-cut for you from the deckled rectangle dies. Okay, so you want to go ahead and adhere these in the corners. Okay, I want to make sure I get this right. I'm going to adhere this in the corner. Oops, not upside down. I act like I've never stamped before. And then this one down in this corner. Okay, now before you add this, you're going to tie your ribbon. So nice that I get it right. Okay, so wrap your Old Olive twill around. This is not going to be a bow. This is just going to be a knot. I didn't give you enough to make a bow. I didn't have enough ribbon. If I gave everybody enough to make a bow, I wouldn't have enough ribbon. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to trim that off. Okay, it's a twist there, but it's not going to show. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead, and if you want to pop this up, you can. I'm not going to. This goes on top. Give it a nice press because there's ribbon under there, giving it a little extra, thickness. Same thing with the back of this, okay? Because that ribbon's there and it's gonna, okay. So now this should be pretty much dry. You can always take your heat gun and you can put that to it for a little bit if you want. And then this gets glued on top. If it's not quite dry, it's okay. It will dry while it's, after you assemble it, okay? So there's your third card, and I hope you enjoyed the kit. Oh wait, I forgot to add the gems. I'm gonna add some white gems. You add your gems wherever you want, however you want. I'm just gonna add some white gems right here. And one large one down here. Okay, so this would be a good card. The best is yet to come. Somebody having a bad moment. Graduation, the best is yet to come. It's a thought card, right? In case somebody's having a bad day. So you don't really need anything on the inside because it's light cardstock. But I usually stamp my, made by Trevis or write my name on the back so they know it's a handmade card. And I like to stamp on the envelope. I don't always do that. I should, but a little something on the envelope just to spark it up. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for purchasing the kit, the January kit. I hope that you are watching my Gratitude Tuesday videos. That is my my next endeavor, is to kind of get you into scrapbooking. And I'm making an album, and I'm hoping that all of you are following along. If you aren't, give it a look. I think I've put 3 videos out there on Tuesdays now. So thanks for watching. My name's Trevis Bossler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. And I appreciate your like and share of my videos. Thanks again. Bye.